We're here at REIT Week 2010 in Chicago, and I'm joined by Michael Ashner, Chairman and CEO of Winthrop Realty Trust. Michael, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Your company is involved in a number of joint ventures. Do you think that the appetite for JVs among REITs and investors has cooled since the market downturn?
Some of my impression is that it's cooled at all. I think that, in fact, it's probably going to increase because while there has been some deleveraging on the REIT side, their equity capital that they can invest is still somewhat limited, so the opportunity to co-invest with a JV partner is probably still strong there. With respect to the JV partners, the ability to invest with the public company and take advantage of what the public company thinks may well be opportunities I think is probably strong also, particularly with the more tricky or more structured investments they may want to make.
And in your April letter to shareholders, you wrote of a tale of two markets in commercial real estate. What did you mean by that?
Well, I think there's no doubt that to some extent values have risen, and in some markets and with respect to some assets they've risen substantially, particularly apartments and in trophy office assets and trophy retail. On the other hand, I don't think that real estate fundamentals in most asset classes and in most markets have improved, and there's very little evidence to that. And in fact, we see that CMBS defaults are trailing upwards, and similar poor performance continues in the real estate sector. So you have, on the one hand, ebullience on the part of investors, and on the other hand, you have operating fundamentals that don't justify that yet.
And then, you mentioned CMBS. What's your outlook in the near term for that part of the market?
Well, I don't know that CMBS will come back, without a doubt. I mean, it is an efficient way of bringing debt capital to the markets. How fast and at what levels, I can't predict that. But with a certainty, you've already seen the emergence and the issuance of new CMBS. So I anticipate that will continue to grow. And whether it grows to the stature or the volume that it had in 2006 through 2009, I'm a little bit skeptical, but it clearly will come back. It's an essential financing vehicle for real estate.
We've covered quite a bit here. Looking forward, what's your take on the major themes and major stories in the industry in the second half of 2010?
I think the major themes a major theme in the second half of 2010 will be 2011. I mean, that's really what people are, whether or not markets and assets will recover fundamentally their operations or not. And that will be really just pundit discussion. No one really knows. And what drives real estate more than anything else is job recovery. And so that will be the background discussion as to whether or not real estate will perform well, and I think everyone has written off 2010. So the discussion will be about 2011.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Michael.
My pleasure.
For more information on this and other REIT news and analysis, check out REIT.com.